your hands together, put them in the air like you just don't care, and welcome on this week's guest, Phil Luna. There he is. There he is. Look at him. He looks excited.
Yeah.
You're in the middle of like concentrating, so you're just like.
What's up, Mike?
You look.
Oh, I think you might be muted.
Am I muted? Can you not hear me now? Oh my God, I am. I'm so sorry, Phil. I'm muted.
It's all good.
Thank you for calling me. Oh my God, so you couldn't hear what I was saying, huh?
I couldn't know.
God, I'm such a douche.
It's all good, man.
My
Thanks
bad.
for having me.
No worries, man. No worries. I appreciate you coming on and doing it. That's his excitement face. That's what I was saying. You're sitting there and like, now I know why you're just sitting there like, you're like, what is even happening? I think this is going down now. But yeah, man, I appreciate it. So you're in Austin. Hell of an intro. Thank you, Skirt. And since you couldn't hear me before, because I of course didn't have you, I was muted like an asshole. If you see anybody in chat and you want to say hi, please feel free to interact. And you know, see any questions that pop up. Also, friends, our new friends who aren't familiar, we have channel points. They are fresh bars. You can ask a question for the guest. It kind of helps me keep track of the questions in case, you know, I lose track, because I do that easily. That's just what happens here. But yeah, it's one fresh bar, so it's a very affordable question. And if you have any questions for the guest, please feel free to use a fresh bar. Anyways, so you are in Texas, Austin, Texas.
Yep.
Yeah, and you're born and raised there?
I grew up about 45 minutes south of Austin in New Braunfels, so it's kind of right between San Antonio and Austin. So it wasn't like a big trek up here to Austin necessarily.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely wanted to be kind of in this music environment for sure.
Right. Yeah, I fucking love Austin, man. Like that's one of my favorite cities in this country, and I haven't been back there since the pandemic. And but I did get a chance to go there, and I played the South by Southwest for a couple years,
Nice.
And I have family in San Antonio, so I have a lot of ties to Texas. I absolutely love Texas. How do you like Texas? Do you like living in Texas? Is that something that you are enjoying?
Yeah, I like living in Texas.
Yeah.
Man, there's so much great food here, of
Oh
course.
my God, yeah.
So
The only thing
Tex-Mex.
Oh yeah, Tex-Mex is where it's at. Yeah, the live music capital of the world. Hell yeah. No, Austin is incredible. What Sixth Street is just like it's just a soup of chaos of people chaos.
That's a good way to describe it. Yeah.
It's just, but it's a good time. I really do love the vibe there, and I love that Austin has been one of those cities that sort of has always kept their music scene alive. That's always been like, you know, even through all the downtimes that this country has gone through, a lot of times, you know, just from my travels and seeing what was going on around the country, you know, a lot of these cities took a dive, you know, when times are rough, you know, musicians are out and having to get a job. Like myself, I live in a butthole part of Ohio, so the music scene is not the greatest, but but I love that Austin has always, through thick and thin, sort of fostered a music scene and always, you know, valued and treasured their artists. Would you agree with that? Would you say that that's correct?
I would say yes and no.
Uh-oh.
I feel like Austin has almost kind of been a victim of their own success with so many people moving here in the last decade.
Yes.
Like a lot of people wanted to be down where the action was, so they started building all these high rises downtown, where like right next to 6th Street and 5th Street, and where all the music is, and Red River and everything. And then the same people that wanted to move in to where the action is, then like when it's like 11 o'clock on a Thursday, they want to call in a noise complaint. And so they've been like super over the past, I don't really play down there quite as much as I used to, but for a long time, they started just getting a lot more restrictive about the noise and like lowering the like cap for noise volume. Like a lot of the places, like that video you showed, we were up on the rooftop,
Mm.
and it kind of started getting to the point where like every week we were getting noise complaints, and cops were showing up with their decimal readers
Oh
and
fuck!
the
What the?
yeah and so like we had to like just turn it way down. So in that respect, they were almost a victim of their own success as far as people moving there. But they still have a fantastic music scene, and like the
Mm.
East Side and Red River and all that stuff. They still manage to support a whole lot of musicians, and still have a lot of music venues that are active and supporting the local scene.
Yeah, that's such a like that's such a square ass thing. Like it's like all these tech losers came in and started taking over the place, and then
Yeah,
started complaining about the action. That seems
yeah,
horrible. That's it. And, like it's interesting that even in the that's very square. That's very square ass. Yes, SpongeBob square ass right there. But like especially in these last couple of years with the pandemic stuff, and you had Joe Rogan moving into town and stuff, so that
yeah,
also add and Elon Musk, so like you have this, like I feel like they sort of brought with them some of that California riffraff. And I mean, the tech industry was bringing in a lot of that Cali riffraff as well. Have you
yeah.
seen sort of an impact with the that kind of scene coming into town as well?
A little bit. Like I said, I don't really go downtown quite as much as I
Mm-hmm.
used to. I used to be down there like 5, 6 nights a week.
Uh,
And so I haven't been down there quite as much.
yeah,
But yeah, it's just everywhere has just exploded,
yeah,
and if you go down there, there's nothing but like cranes putting up new high rises
yeah.
and new things still. So yeah, it's still just been going crazy.
Yeah, man. That was the city that I wanted to move to. It was either Austin, Texas, or San
Hmm.
Diego, California, and I went to San Diego, which is an awesome music scene over there in its own right.
Yeah, I love San Diego.
It's incredible. I love that place, but it's a part of me has always wondered like what it would be like to go. What if I went to Austin and really fostered my talent and really, gave it a shot over there? Because all I did in San Diego was like get drunk and hang out by the beach, and like it's just I was a mess over there. And I know that drinking is part of the culture in Austin as well, but still.
Yeah.
I feel like I might have, maybe. I don't sit there and be like, what if? But I definitely, the thought does cross my mind. It's like, if we would have gave it a shot, but whatever, life goes on.
Yeah.
So where you're at in your city, has the rent like been exploding like Austin has, and it's just almost unbearable for anybody who's like, especially for like artists. I feel like it might be a little bit harder to be a working artist in Austin, with
Hmm.
with the rent. I mean, that's certainly what happened to me as a
Yeah.
working artist. Me and my wife were both musicians, and we got pushed out of San Diego. I mean,
Hmm.
it's impossible to like live there, or especially if you want to buy property and stuff. Where you're at, is it still affordable? I mean, do you is it affordable where you live? I mean, obviously you live
Um,
there, but
yeah. Where we're at, yeah, it's actually we've been pretty fortunate so far. I know a lot of I have a lot of musician friends, especially when I first moved here in I think 2010 is when I moved here. And yeah, just over that period of time, I've seen so many of my musician friends just kind of get forced out of Austin.
yeah.
The place we're at right now, fortunately, it hasn't like exploded like a lot of the other places. I'm kind of like got my fingers crossed. I feel like at any
Oh,
moment
it's
it
coming.
could.
It's
Yeah,
coming.
yeah. But we've been pretty fortunate there. Like when I first moved to Austin, my buddy and I, we had a 2 bedroom, 1.5 bath townhome for like $950 a month,
Mm.
which is
It's
just
still
insane
expensive,
now.
but like it's still like
But yeah,
at the
yeah,
time it was
you can't even get
affordable.
like a 1 bedroom for that now here anywhere.
Exactly. Yeah. No, that's that. Yeah. We when we first moved to San Diego, we paid $1,200 for a 2 bedroom roach coach, and I mean, it was such a crappy shoebox of an
Hmm.
apartment. There was like no cross breeze. It was just like you just roasted there. Um, and, and and we had 3 people living there, so it was somewhat affordable. And then we were able to
Yeah.
move into a house 3 blocks from the beach, and it
Dang.
was like $1,800. So $600 a person. If you work a full-time job or whatever,
Yeah.
that's still affordable. But by
Hmm.
the time we left, they jacked our rent up to like 2,400. Now I can't even imagine what it is now. I mean,
Yeah.
just as you probably can't imagine what that apartment you were in costs at this moment. But
Hmm.
where did you move from?
Just from New Braunfels, like I said, just
Oh,
like
okay.
45 minutes down 35.
Okay. So you guys moved to the big city
Yeah.
and threw your hat in the ring.
Yep.
Uh, so how long were you in the city itself?
Well, I'm still here.
I mean,
Yeah, I'm
like,
still
no,
in
no, I
a,
mean, like in Austin proper.
oh, um, well, yeah, I'm still like pretty much like not downtown Austin. I'm in like North Austin, but
Oh, okay.
yeah. But yeah, at that point, I just kind of started playing downtown, like I said, like 5, 6 nights a week, just
Mm,
every night, just trying to get out there, you know.
yeah. And so you cut your teeth in Austin then as a
Yeah, pretty
musician.
much. Yeah.
That's tight. That's tight.
Hmm.
That's a beautiful place to do it.
Yeah.
So what tell us the meaning of one of your original songs, please. Yeah, you know what? There you go. Sandra
Hey,
Pizzo.
Sandra.
Sandra Pizzo. How do you say it?
Pizzo.
Pizzo.
Yep.
Sandra Pizzo wants to know. I actually did write down Into the Void because I was listening to that. I've been listening to your EP, which is out now, which you guys probably know that. But I'm still
They
gonna.
better.
you motherfuckers better know what's going on.
Right.
Here's some. Okay, great. Oh, I put it in backwards. Hold on. There you go. I went ahead and made a song whip for anybody who is in chat that might not know, but Phil has an EP out right now, his latest EP, and it's called Into the Void, which is very good. And I never put the Twitter link in there, so there you go. I'm really on top of shit today, folks. But I went ahead
Same
and
as me, man.
I went ahead and made a song whip, so you can get that on any platform you stream if you click that link. And yeah, I really dig your EP. And
Oh,
yeah,
thanks, man.
if you wanna give a little bit of, the song Into the Void is one of the songs I've been sort of listening to on repeat.
Hmm.
And if you feel like it, would you like to sort of give the meaning behind Into the Void?
Yeah, for sure. So that song is kind of uh I try to make the songs kind of vague so that people can take their own meanings out of them. I
Yeah,
try to not add
yeah.
like too many specifics and stuff, but for me, it kind of just meant I've seen in myself and I see in a lot of other people that instead of like facing actual like issues or problems that we might have, we try to treat the symptoms and we try to like focus that energy elsewhere. So instead of like taking care of the things you need to kind of move on or get into a better place in your life, you're focused on little things or focused on blaming other people for your problems or something. So that's kind of what that song is about kind of slipping back into the void, is like slipping back into bad habits
Hmm.
and not really digging yourself out of your problems and just not facing the actual problem that you're having.
And have you ever had any bad habits that you've slipped back into?
Oh, all the time. Yeah, whether it's like like taking care of myself or like doing cardio or going to the gym or something, or not eating like shitty food all the
uh,
time, all that kind of stuff, and that's kind of what the other song, Talk Me Into Anything, that song's about me like being able to talk myself into like justifying bad habits and bad things and stuff, like so it kind of all kind of goes together. Don't or page you hissing at the gym.
oh, Jim. I freaking, dude, I'm with you right there, man. I was 325 pounds in high school. Like
Mhm.
that whole thing about trying to control what goes into your gullet is just like, that is probably one of the hardest things I'm facing. And I work in a kitchen where I have
Yeah.
really yummy food all the time. Like today we had Reuben's, which is very trashy sandwiches, but they're so fucking good. And
Yeah.
I'll just say I ate like 2 of them. just because I made like 15 Reubens and only like half of them got eaten. So I'm just sitting there like, blah, blah, blah.
They're just gonna go to waste. You know,
That's how I see it too. And
exactly, dude. Yep, you talk me into anything. That's
right,
exactly
right. And you justify it because it's like, I hate to see this go into the garbage. And this is this is waste. You know, they're
Yep.
starving children in, you know, name the country. They're starving children here in America. You know, and I'm sitting here just dump it out, dump it out. And I hate that. I hate that
Yeah.
feeling, man. And it's sugar. And it's fucking sugar, man. I don't know. Like how, hey, Monesteins.
Mona, how you doing?
Mona, welcome in. Thank you so much for that follow. And yeah, it'll go away in a second. You know how this works. No, so do you work out regularly or do you try to work out?
I try to. I'm bad about it. I mean, look at me. I'm not pumping too much iron, but I try to. But yeah.
Dude, no, it's hard, man. It's really hard. Hey, Skirt, thank you again. Thank you guys for the follow. I appreciate that. Phil's original song off of the EP called "Send You Down the River" is everyone's favorite song. I see. Well, let's
Thank you,
get to
Brad.
no, the whole like getting yourself to do things that really suck, because I definitely look at the gym like, this is gonna suck every time I go there. It's like, this is awful, don't want to be here. But then you think about like the what you feel like afterwards, and I guess that's
Yeah.
what sort of charges me to go. Are you currently in a routine right now, or are you just
Yeah. So a few years ago, probably like, I don't know, 6 or 7 years ago, I slipped a disc in my back, and I was just like in like the worst shape of my life. And that's kind of when I was like, yeah, I got to start making some changes. And so I'm definitely not in as bad a shape as I was at that point. But yeah, I've been working on a routine and kind of sticking semi close to it. Yeah.
That's cool. What does it consist of?
Just going to the gym a couple times a week, and then been trying to get back into cardio, which was the main thing I was lacking. But a couple weeks ago, I finally really started getting back into that, and just like kind of trying not to giving myself some slack, because I'll fall off the wagon and then I'm just all the way off, So just working on cutting myself a break and just getting back on as quickly as possible, kind of thing.
Have you I mean, you live in a party city. I mean, have you ever had any issues with alcohol or anything like that?
Fortunately, no. Like, I like to drink and have a good time and stuff, but it's never really been a problem or anything for me.
That's awesome, man.
I've definitely seen a lot of musicians that it has been a problem, and I think that maybe that kind of made me a little bit extra aware and try to be like mindful and honest with myself about that. Like, if it did get to a point, to like try to call myself out,
Right.
not let it get too far. Cause I've definitely seen some musicians, man, yeah, I've seen them go off kind of off the deep end.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And it's so easy as musicians or artists. I mean,
Hmm.
but especially musicians, because you are literally playing mostly bars, and wherever you go is drinks. And if you're killing it, like people really want to buy you drinks, and it's like,
Yeah.
and people just want to talk to you and hang out. Let me buy you a shot. So
Yeah.
it's like a
Yeah.
fat guy working in a kitchen, honestly. it's,
Yeah.
it's
Whether it's the bar giving you free drinks, or people like listening that want to buy you drinks. Yeah. It's just always there and always around you and kind of actively being pushed like toward you.
Yeah, and man, that was like the hardest thing of all the drugs that I've had ingested into my system. I feel like alcohol was one of those ones that was just like, my God, it was the hardest one for me to kick and hardest one
Yeah.
for me to sort of step away from. But and I find it awesome that you sort of never had an issue with dealing with that, dealing with that kind of addiction. Have you ever had any other addictions other than like food? Obviously, we're food addicts, but
Yeah. Probably just Tex-Mex. That's probably about it.
bro, what is up with the Velveeta on the enchiladas in San Antonio? What is that? What the hell
I
is it?
don't know. I'm not about that. I don't.
No, U.S. alcohol culture is unreal, and it's like one of those drugs that's always promoted as like it's party time, and
Mhm.
you're gonna have a good time, and it's sexy, and it's like there's nothing sexy about like waking up in your own vomit and piss, and like you have the worst hangover, and you can't face the sun, and you can't look at anybody in the eye, you're fucking shaking, and like ugh, yeah, what the best night of my life. Yeah, no, it's
Yeah.
never that. It's never that, it's never like I wake up the next day feeling like I'm ready to take on the world. It's always like I feel the worst I've ever felt in my life, and
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go ahead and do that again tonight.
Right. Yeah. When I first moved to Austin and I was playing some of those gigs, like I would play like 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. and then I would just go out onto 6th Street at like 2:30, 3 in the morning, and there would just be like vomit on the sidewalks and people like passed out on the hoods of cars and so, and it would be like a Tuesday. And I was just like, this place is wild. Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
but that's what's so good. That's what's so cool about sort of being. I'm guessing that the city that you were born in is kind of small, and and you kind of moved to the big city, and it was kind of. I mean, being such in
Yeah.
such proximity to Austin, I'm sure you were a part of Austin was a part of your life your whole life, but actually being inundated and being thrown into it is kind of a little culture shock.
Yeah, for sure. Being there, like being here like every night and like, if I did come up to Austin or something, it'd be like on a weekend or something like that. It wouldn't be like every day, but or like a weekday. But yeah, living up here and then being here on the weekdays and just every day and gigging every day, yeah, it was definitely a lot different and it took a lot of getting used to. Like, yeah, it was just a totally different vibe than the town I grew up in.
Yeah, you said you went to San Diego. What were you doing in San Diego?
That was actually my last gig before COVID. I was playing a wedding in San Diego, like the San Diego, like San Marcos area.
Oh, cool.
Um, yeah, I played a wedding and then we came back and literally like the day after we got back, everything shut down
Oh,
for COVID.
Jesus. Oh,
And
Jesus.
yeah, I came back, all my gigs were canceled, everything was done. And I was like, okay, that's okay.
Yeah.
What do we do now?
Uh, well, what did you do now?
Well, at that point I was live streaming on Periscope.
Oh.
I didn't really know about Twitch or anything. I would just stream at my gigs. I'd set my phone up and sometimes I could talk to people, sometimes my phone would be away from me.
Hmm.
But like once a week I would do this stream. It was just a bunch of musicians, like one every hour. It was called the Music Block, and I would do that on Thursdays. And when all my gigs got canceled, I was like, well, I guess I could do that, but like just here at the house. And so that's kind of where I started streaming and like streaming from here at my house instead of just at the gigs. And the cool thing about that was I realized I could just sit here and like talk to people and hang out with the people that were watching instead of like not really being able to interact with them. And then after a few months, Periscope completely shut down. And yeah, which was super stressful because at that point that was like my only source of income.
Wow.
Uh,
Were you able to make a decent wage off of Periscope?
I was able to survive definitely for a long time. I was just doing that, and
Was it a tip-based
mhm,
platform, kind of like
yeah,
Twitch? Okay.
yeah. People had, instead of bits, it was called super hearts, and they could tip you with super hearts. And
Hey.
so I was making all right money.
Yeah.
It wasn't what I was making when I was gigging,
Right.
but it was enough to like pay the bills. I wasn't really being able to save or anything, but I was getting all the bills paid, and I found out about Twitch, and so I started doing like I would do 4 hours 6 days a week, and so I would do like three
Wow.
hours on Periscope, and then the last hour I'd be like, hey y'all, like I'm gonna hop over to Twitch if y'all want to come hang out over there, trying to kind of get the community that we had built over there to come and join on Twitch, and a lot of them came over, which was really cool. And like right about that time was when Periscope went under, and I was like, all right, well I guess I'm gonna only do Twitch now where like I don't have nearly as many viewers or anything.
Right.
And so I kind of started building that up. And yeah, it's been a blessing.
Yeah, well, I mean, Twitch. I don't know. I mean, I knew about Periscope, but was that primarily something that you had to do off your phone?
No, they had a program. What was it called? I think it's called like, I don't even remember what it was called, but you could do it from your phone or from your computer.
Hmm.
And so I had like my user interface, and that was kind of where I started looping and everything, because I was able to, have the microphone and the audio and all of that stuff, not just from the phone. So yeah, and that kind of prepared me for hopping over to Twitch. And then when I saw the music community in Twitch, I was like, oh, this is where like all of the musicians and stuff are, because there were some really amazing musicians on Periscope, but I always was kind of like wondering why there weren't a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
And it was because they were all on Twitch. That's what I found out. I was like, oh, this is where everybody's hanging out.
Yeah, and when you came over to Twitch, did you start upgrading your stuff, or were you already in the process of upgrading and sort of, because I see you got nice lights over there, and
Hmm.
your
It
overlays
looked
are
like
all.
I was playing out of a doctor's waiting room, is what it looked like. That's like I started seeing everybody's setups and everything, and it gave me ideas of like things I wanted to implement and things I didn't want to implement, and like kind of like creating an atmosphere and a mood and everything. And I looked around my room, and it was all just like, the white like halogen lights and stuff, and I was like, this. Yeah, it looks like somebody, like a doctor's gonna come through this door and be like, "All right, Mr. Luna, we're ready to see you." And so I was like, I got to
That's
kind of
fine.
up my game a little bit here.
I got up my game. Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. It was the same for me and my wife. We started, like I think we were on YouTube at first, right when the
Hmm.
pandemic hit, and then as we went over to Twitch, and you start seeing these streamers, it was really interesting to see like the streamers who have been doing it long before the pandemic started, and how their stuff was already pimped out. They were already,
Yeah.
and I mean, my God, the people who are here, before the prior to the pandemic, I mean, they just took such a boost in their all their viewings and just did so great. How
Hmm.
how long into the pandemic did you switch over to Twitch, or were sort of forced to do it?
Um, I don't remember exactly what the timeline was. I was kind of already in the process of doing that before they shut Periscope down. Like I said, I would
Mm.
do like 1 hour. Uh, my first stream for Twitch was in like November of 2020.
Oh, okay.
So, and then I think they shut down Periscope in like February or March or something like that of 2021.
Oh, okay.
And so yeah, I had just kind of barely. I was still pretty new to Twitch and still pretty overwhelmed. There was like so much. There's so much more stuff on Twitch,
Right.
which makes it a lot more complicated, but it also makes it a lot better, I feel like.
Yeah, me
Uh,
too. Me too.
yeah.
Yeah, there's like way more ways for people to interact, and there's more ways for people to, just to get to know people and talk to people. Now that you're sort of playing gigs again, are you taking any of these like Twitch skills, because it is a skill to do this. It is a squill,
Hmm.
a squill. It is a squill to read a chat as you're playing, and sort of going back and just remembering what people said, and I
Yeah.
mean, catching sarcasm in text, like with
Yeah.
have you taken any of those skills to the live gigs at all?
A little bit. I kind of try to keep them kind of separate because I feel like if I'm at a gig, then the venue, they're paying me to entertain their clients or their
Mm-hmm.
their customers and stuff, So sometimes I will have my phone like right next to me if I can do it kind of discreetly.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and also at the same time, like the reason I still stream my live gigs on Twitter and not Twitch is because I want people to know if I'm getting onto Twitch, like I'm here to like hang out with y'all,
Right.
and we're gonna be chatting and engaging and stuff instead of them being like, oh, he's at a live gig and isn't really like going to be able to pay attention or anything, So I still do all my live gigs on Twitter. That way, if people do want to hang out and if they do want to listen, that's cool. But I'm not really going to be able to engage the same way as I do when I'm on Twitch.
Yeah, you can't ban trolls at the venue.
You
Sometimes you
can if
can.
they have a door guy,
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes you can. Sometimes you can. Be like, listen, you gotta go. You're out of here. No, it's really interesting to see, because like my wife streams, and now when she does live gigs, she's so much more in tune with the audience, and it's really
hmm
interesting to see that, because before we came to Twitch, we were both. I mean, we were doing live learns before we came to Twitch, so like, and we got it down. We were doing so many gigs, and doing that sort of practice of people just being like, can you play, Fly Like an Eagle? And he's like, yeah, we can do that. And
Yeah.
however it came out, it came out. But to be able to sort of do that on the spot, that was a skill that we sort of developed over, a couple years of hardcore live gigging. And then coming to Twitch, it was just sort of simple. But now to see the sort of reverse, where when she plays live gigs, she's very, because she's a singer. I'm not a singer. I'm just the guy who plays stuff. She's very much, she is way more engaging with the audience, and
Hmm.
she has a great way of drawing people in, and plus live learn, when we were doing live learns before Twitch and streaming and stuff, like that was like a good way to, because sometimes you're playing for like, it could be a dead night. It'd be like, 4 or 5 people who are like watching the game and, probably prefer you just to stop singing. But
Yeah.
but by the end, she was able to, hey, Reina, welcome in. That's my wife right there, Reina Mystique.
Hey,
Uh,
Reina.
she was able to, get people. It was just very funny to see her being able to get people to, I mean, by the end of the night, we'd be walking out of there with a good amount of tips. Whereas like the waiters and the waitresses, they walked out with barely anything. And
Yeah.
and just, yeah, I figured. I appreciate you, dear. Oh my God, what are we, like an old married couple? Yeah, we are. Hey, dear. Uh, God, I'm in another planet these days. But yeah, it's really interesting to sort of see that interaction with her, and now it's even more where, well, we she doesn't really play like bar gigs anymore, but we'll play like these festivals and stuff, and even like at a stage with, like on a festival stage, she'll just be pointing out people and talking to people, having conversations
Yeah.
with people
That's
like it's
awesome.
like it's a chat. So
Yeah.
I find that, I always find that interesting to see if, if people are taking these sort of chat skills to the live gigs with them now that gigs are back. So
Yeah.
uh, so you're not sitting there just having full on conversations with the lady in the front row. Hey,
I think that's one thing that still could use a ton of work is my live
mhm.
banter. Like I'm super comfortable in a Twitch stream, like hanging out with people and like messing around and like skirt here, putting the dang Christmas lights on and stuff like that. But live, I for whatever reason, I don't know if it's just because I'm like more of an introvert when it
Mhm.
comes to like live situations, but I yeah, that needs a lot of work in my book is the crowd interaction and stuff. I usually just stand there and just play, and that's about the extent of it. Yeah.
And that was that song. Next.
Yep, exactly. That's like kind of how I am live.
Oh, I
So
feel
no,
that,
it
man.
hasn't translated yet.
I feel that though. I feel that I'm the same way. Like when I'm on stage, I just sort of want to sit there and like. That's what's good about being in the background, to be a background player, just an
Yeah.
instrumentalist, is like I don't have to talk to these people. Like,
Hmm.
no, that's not my job. This person does that if they want. But I feel that, man. I feel that. Have you always been sort of an introvert?
Pretty much, yeah.
Mm.
Hmm.
What? How was what were you? How was your school life? How was coming up in school? Were you the popular guy? Were you the quiet guy who just sort of stuck to himself,
um
playing Pokemon or whatever? I mean, what was your
I
school
was
life like?
definitely the quiet guy, yeah, for sure. Like I had, my circle of friends and stuff, but I wasn't like piping up in class by any means.
Yeah, you you weren't making jokes and farting loud. You're just like, I just need
No,
to
not
get the
really.
fuck. Did you enjoy school, or was it like you hated it, or did you?
There were aspects of it that I
Yeah.
enjoyed. Like, I enjoyed, a lot. I still have quite a bit of friends from my school years
Hmm.
that I'm still in touch with, and that's also kind of where I was in band and like kind of learned music. And I was in, I had private lessons for like piano and guitar, but I definitely helped me learn like how to practice and
Hmm.
how to how to get better and stuff like that. So I would say it was kind of a mixed bag.
Hmm.
There were aspects of it that I didn't care for, like
Yeah.
the school part, I guess.
Yeah, I didn't care for it either. Were you a good student?
I was a decent student. Not, I would say like A B probably.
Wow,
Like,
that's an excellent student.
I mean, I'm no like valedictorian or anything, but
Geez, see, it's like, man, I hated school to the point where I barely graduated. So I
yeah.
hats off to that. Like, I mean, I know it's just school and that's not your whole life, but like there is something about school if you can sort of get in that sort of work ethic and at a young age. I feel like it makes your life a little bit easier to when it does come to like it's okay, now it's time to work, it's time to get this, I gotta get my
Hmm.
job done. I didn't come into that until into my 30s. Well, when I stopped doing drugs and alcohol is when I decided, it's like, hey, I do like to work. It's just,
Yeah.
I just was running away from my problems all this time.
Hmm.
But yeah, I think a Twitch audience has a different contract than a bar audience. I agree with that, but you can sort of just from seeing how my wife will work a bit, and I mean this isn't universal across everything, but just seeing how my wife is able to sort of work her crowd now, I feel like it is something you can sort of incorporate, and you can sort of have that go. You can have sort of a similar contract, and of course it's a different contract altogether, but you could still have that same kind of connection. Obviously it's a little different, but I think you can do that. How did you form? How did your band form? Sandra wants to know.
So the band I have now, like I said, when I first moved to Austin, I was playing at this bar, uh, maybe like once or twice a week, and they got a new owner, a new management, and I was like, man, I hope they like me and they don't like give me the boot, because sometimes when a new person comes in, they want to clean house and like get their own people or like kind of create a new atmosphere. But the GM there, he was super kind, and he was like, "Oh, I really like you. Like, do you want to just play here like 5 nights a week?" And I was like, okay. And so
Yes.
that's kind of what allowed me to like quit my day job and just start playing music full time. um, and my drummer, he was the door guy at the bar, and the door, it was kind of an interesting setup. The stage was right next to the front door, and they had like these double windows that were open, like with the sidewalk right there, so people could walk like behind the stage and hear the music from outside and hopefully
Yeah.
draw people in. And just me playing there like 5 nights a week, my drummer or the door guy like just kind of memorized all the songs, and I'd hear him over there like singing harmonies. And uh and one day I was driving down to my gig, and I just got a call, and he was like, "Hey, this is the door guy over at the bar that you play at. Is it cool if I play drums with you tonight?" And I was just like, I guess so. That's, I guess, yeah. Like, and he was like, "Cool," because they're already on the stage and set up and stuff. And so, and yeah, and so we just we played that first night together. And it was one of those things like where it was so weird. I don't know if it was just because he had heard me play for so long, but we just started playing together, and it was like we had always been playing together. Like, he did all the fills in the right spots, and like all the like stop times and everything. Like, it just fit like a glove. And then the GM, he was like, "Okay, I don't want you working the door anymore. Like, now I want you playing with Phil like every night now." And so
It's like now you're a bad. You go do that now.
yeah.
Did he up your pay? Did he increase the
Yeah,
pay?
he did. Yeah,
That's dope.
he upped the pay. And yeah.
I love those relationships that you can have with owners or bookers where they're just like they're encouraging the music. They're like
Hmm.
not afraid to pay because there are some people who are just like, oh, I'm not gonna pay you, or
Yeah, there are.
it's like this whole thing about exposure, right? It's like yeah, you play my club and you'll get exposure, and it's like exposed to
Yeah,
starvation. Like what are you
right.
talking about? Like that's not gonna feed me, bro. Uh,
Yeah, if only my bills got paid with exposure as well, then that would work out perfectly. But until
right.
that happens.
Yeah, it never does. It never does, folks. But I mean, obviously there are gigs like that you could take that will get you some kind of exposure. I mean,
Yeah.
will like we'll still play gigs that I don't think my wife's played a free gig in a long time. But like if it
Hmm.
was like a really really cool gig, then I feel like we can talk about it, but man, I think I'm too old to take free gigs, even if it is exposure. You know what I mean? Like I'm just too
Yeah.
old for that. Like I've been doing this
And
for
kind
too
of
long.
the thing I've noticed is any venue that doesn't really like either prioritize the music budget or or just doesn't have one, sometimes that's the case. But if if they're not willing to pay for to have like musicians, like good musicians come through there, then the exposure you're going to get is probably not all that great anyways. It's probably not people that are coming to listen to music.
Right.
It's people that just want to like drink and watch the football game, and you're just kind of in the way back there because music isn't a priority at that place.
Right. Right. Yeah. That's a really good point. I mean, if they don't even have the if they don't even have the budget or even have the forethought about paying, and it's just like just come play for free, then it's like what's even happening here? What is this bar
Yeah.
even doing? There was some bars like there are some cool bars around certain cities where it's like they are really cool bars and you might get exposure, but I feel like playing live, if you're an original band and you're trying to get out there and you're first starting out, I could see it. I could see
Hmm.
hitting up these open mics. I can see
Yeah.
hitting up playing some free shows, especially if it's a venue that's pretty popular in your town.
Yeah.
But once you hit a certain point, I feel like you're only. I've heard somebody describe it as this: is if you're going to accept free gigs, or if you're even going to accept gigs less than what you want out of your gig or what your pay is, that you're actually doing harm to the music community.
Hmm.
Where it's like this is sort of setting a precedence for everyone now, who comes through here.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I can just I can hire Johnny Two Dicks over here, and he'll come play for free, and it's like, oh, so what? Like, go hire that asshole because that's,
Yeah.
it does, and I can see that. I can see how that could sort of, lower the value of a music scene.
Yeah.
Photographers say the same things. Yeah, yeah, I can imagine. I can imagine Warpregio. Like, I can imagine that. I feel like it probably it goes across different mediums of art as well. Just art in general. You should be paid for what you do, especially if you've worked a long time. I like that meme. Have you ever seen that meme where it's like where they sort of break down the actual cost of what it is to be a musician? And what
Yeah.
and it's like, you got to pay for the gas, the time that you put into it, lessons, your $5,000 guitar, keyboard, your car,
Hmm.
all the things that sort of add up, and and you're going to play like a $50 gig.
Yeah.
It's like, oh shit. But yeah, I mean, oh damn it, I didn't do the thing where I was supposed to thing. I didn't set my camera up. Douchebag. But yeah, there is that aspect where it's like, man, if you're not valuing yourself, then no one's gonna value you. No one's gonna
Hmm.
give you. So you have to sort of set these limitations and these boundaries,
Yeah.
or else you'll always be taken advantage of, and you're bringing down your whole community. If you set
Hmm.
the bar high, because you're worth it, because you believe in what you do, because you've worked really hard to do what you do, then like I feel like that also motivates other artists as well to sort of do better as well. I mean, would you agree with that?
I think so, yeah. And I would also say, like, I've learned, especially from doing like private gigs and weddings and things like
Hmm.
that, that if you give yourself, like, if you sell yourself short monetarily, then they're going to think you're doing that because you're not very good. Like,
Yes.
they're expecting, like if I want to have somebody really good, I'm expecting to have to pay a whole lot of money,
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Right.
So you like set your expectations with your price, kind of, is one thing I've learned. Because like when I first started doing weddings and private things in one of the last bands I was in, we had a bad habit of kind of lowballing people, just
Mm.
hoping that they would like choose us. And it got to a point where we were lowballing them so much that they would be like, here, we're gonna give you more than that, like, what are you doing? And like I kind of left that band, but because I thought that was not the greatest business model.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's one thing I've learned is that when you set your price high, they think they know that they're paying for quality,
Right.
and they're expecting a certain quality for their money, as opposed to like you don't necessarily, if you're having a wedding, want to like skimp out on things and have,
Mm.
especially like entertainment when everybody's there and hanging out.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that is a good adding addition to all of that because for sure, man. Did we have a question from the guest? Sorry, I lost complete track of where I was in real
It's all
time.
good.
Everyone, in real time. It's funny, guys. Just so y'all know, I ran out of my meds, and so like my brain is like pew pew pew. I have ADHD, and so
Hmm.
like I ran out of my ADHD medication. So like my fucking I can really tell that I'm not on that shit because my shit is going this way, that way, this way, that way, and it's annoying. It's annoying. It's like
Well,
you
at
get
least
to,
you know it's working, like.
yeah, for real though, for real though, because it's like holy shit. Like today I was all anxious and shit at work, and like I was just like
Hmm.
I couldn't get my thoughts together, and it's wild. It is wild. It's only been a couple days since I ran out, and it's just been like, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah.
It's really interesting. Do you have any sort of neurodivergence? I don't know. I mean, is that something that you
I'm
deal with?
definitely an anxious person. I don't know if it's been like I haven't been diagnosed or anything like that, but
Mm.
I am definitely an anxious person. I have had like essential tremors. I have these shakes, which,
Oh wow.
especially as a guitar player, like I feel like I look like I'm always nervous because I'm always just kind of shaking.
Oh
And so I've
wow.
had people like come up to me and be like, "Calm down," and I'm like. I am perfectly calm, but in their defense, I'm sitting there like this, like playing guitar.
Wow.
Um, but that's really the only thing I've been like actually diagnosed with.
Wow. That's wild. What does that come from?
It's a hereditary thing. I've taken a few different things for it. Right now, I've got this like CBD kind of tincture thing that I've been taking that seems to be helping quite a bit.
That's awesome. Hey Tampa Bay Rabbit. I see you. I see your question. I didn't forget about you. We'll definitely get to your question. I promise you. I promise. I'm just going with the flow, Tampa Bay. So your question is coming up. I promise that you don't feel bad. I didn't forget about you. Uh, uh, it's a hereditary thing where like,
Yeah.
so you're like your dad had it or.
I think it runs on my mom's side. Yeah, I've had like aunts and uncles that have had it. My mom's had it in some capacity. Yeah.
So is that something that gets worse over time, or is it something that I mean,
Um,
is it a neurological thing? I mean, like
I
what
think it's a
exactly?
neurological thing. Yeah, but yeah, it can get worse over time. Mine has stayed about the same.
Mm.
I remember whenever we were auditioning for like the high school talent show, it was like the first time I had performed in front of anybody, and I was taking these like beta blockers for it at the time,
Oh
which
wow.
are like a prescription for it, and I hadn't taken them that day, and we went up to the stage to like because they wanted to kind of hear everybody first, and I like couldn't even hold onto the neck of my guitar because being nervous does accentuate it. But yeah, I was like sitting there and like I like couldn't even hold, my hand was like this, like trying to hold onto the neck of the guitar. And so I went home, popped my beta blockers, and came back like an hour later, and we did it. And I was still shaking, but I could at least like hold the guitar.
Wow.
But yeah, so it hasn't been that bad in quite a while.
Wow, man, that's wild. And so the CBD is helping.
That's helped, yeah. And like probably the most anxious I get playing music is weddings because
Ah.
you don't want to screw up somebody's wedding. So
Yeah.
um and so yeah, I'll like bring a little Jack Daniels or something with me to
Mm.
kind of, that helps to kind
Yeah.
of calm the nerves. So I'll
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah, so like, are you able to, I know you said you're not a big drinker in that sense, but are you able to sort of
Mhm.
handle your booze pretty well with your playing?
Pretty well, yeah. I feel like I'm very mindful. Like when I
Hmm.
first started singing, I was super anxious and I would get pretty drunk before I would sing in front of people just
Yeah,
because I was horrified.
it's a vulnerable
And
thing, man. It's a very vulnerable
yeah,
thing.
definitely. And so I kind of, I didn't have to do that after a certain amount of time. After a certain point, I got comfortable with it. But yeah, I feel like I'm pretty aware of like, because I feel like there's a bell curve where you're like feeling good and your self-confidence is going up,
Mm-hmm.
and then you pass a certain point where your self-confidence is still there but your ability
Yeah.
might not necessarily be there, and what you're hearing isn't exactly what everybody else hears.
Right.
And I know I've been in those positions, and I just kind of grew to be mindful of it. And so now, yeah, I have a pretty good grasp on like, oh, I better like kind of chill out on that. I don't want to like go go too far over.
Have you seen him on
What do you
Twitter?
talk about, skirt? Get out of here with that.
Oh, yo, no,
You can
same.
ban him if you want to. You like, don't
Oh,
even
never,
hesitate, dude. If
never
you,
skirt, never, never. I
I
always
know.
like a friendly troll. Like those are my favorite. Those are my favorite. I was the same way, but me, I'm just terrible at drinking, and there's no off switch. So it was like I would just ruin
Yeah.
people's set. That was like my 20s was just ruining other band sets, like just and just being god awful and like oh man, it's a
I had a couple nights like that, yeah, too.
well, I mean, it's even harder for you since you're like the front person who's like, has to remember lyrics or at least read them off of an iPad or something, So it's like,
Yeah.
and playing guitar and playing at the same time, you have a lot more, I feel like, on your shoulders. And for me, it was literally, I had one thing to do, and that was not get too drunk to play whatever instrument I was playing that night. And it just never works. It just never works. There's no off switch with me. So it's like, as soon as I stopped drinking, I had a career in music.
Yeah.
Everything else was just ruining other people's sets. So,
I do remember one night, like in my 20s, in my early 20s, when the next day, one of my friends, she was like, oh, that was so much fun last night. I can't believe y'all played Money, like Pink Floyd's Money, like y'all rocked that. And I was just thinking to myself, I have no idea how to play that song. I've never played it before, and I don't think I know any of the words. And she was just like, y'all crushed Money. It was so good. And I was just like, oh my God.
that is very funny to me. It reminds me of like Stephen King doesn't remember writing Cujo or writing Misery. I think there's like a
Yeah.
few novels where Stephen King was just so coked out of it and drunk off his ass that he doesn't remember writing these masterpieces. But
Yeah.
they were in there somewhere. And inside you, Phil, there's Pink
There's a Pink
Floyd's.
Floyd song.
Oh my god! Like it's like people who hit their head and can speak French now. It's like oh okay, he spoke English his whole life, and then here we go.
Right.
Hey Samo, what's up, buddy? Welcome in. Jim Morrison took over. Yes,
Yup.
you're damn right. You're damn right.
It's
Um,
a possession.
Yo, hey, watch out, watch out. Speaking of Pink Floyd, did you hear their last single that they put out?
I don't think I did, no.
It's a Ukraine, it's a thing for Ukraine, and it's like,
Okay.
it's a guy, they sampled it off of some dude singing off of his, Instagram, and he's singing like in the middle of like, I can't remember the square, but he's just singing some like traditional Ukraine song or something, and they create a whole song around it, and I mean it's okay, like
Yeah.
Roger Waters is not a part of the band, and homie Richard Wright has passed, so like
Hmm.
it's just some song, it's
Yeah.
fun, but it's not something I'm gonna go back to. Are you a big Pink Floyd fan?
Um, not a huge,
Mm,
they weren't like a huge influence on me. I appreciate their music and
right.
their musicianship, and like their like willingness to experiment and just kind of get crazy with things. But I've definitely have bigger influences on me than Pink Floyd for sure.
Like who?
Um, I would say like when I first heard like Ozzy and Black Sabbath, when I found them like between like eighth grade and ninth grade that summer, and it just kind of like flipped a switch in my brain.
Yes.
Because like I used to listen to all these CDs that I had, like Third Eye Blind and Everclear and like all my like alternative rock
All
90s
those
stuff that I was
90s
jamming.
songs. Yeah, baby.
Yeah, and like honestly, it got to a point where like I would get so impatient with music that like I couldn't even listen to a whole song. I would like start it and then be like, all right, what's the next one? And that was kind of my attitude with it.
Yeah.
And then when I found when I got Paranoid, I think something just clicked and I was just like, this is like what I like. And I would say they definitely, I have other influences now that like affect my songwriting and style a lot more than they do.
Right.
But at that time, they definitely like kind of lit a passion for music in me that wasn't really there at
Yeah.
that time. And so I would say they're probably my overall biggest musical influence that way.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, Black Sabbath and Oz. I mean, and Ozzy's solo career. I mean, it's incredible.
Hmm.
I love.
Yeah.
I love all of it. I got to see Black Sabbath at Ozfest.
Mhm.
Oh my God, it was probably early 2000s or maybe even late 90s or maybe it was like 99. But like System of a Down was there, Deftones was there, all these
Yeah.
bands. Did you get into like the hardcore stuff like Korn and Limp Bizkit? Limp Bizkit!
I was never too big into like Corn and Limp Bizkit necessarily. I got into I loved Pantera. I
Oh
became like
yeah.
obsessed with like
Fuck yeah,
Pantera and
man. Cemetery
uh
Gates, baby, is like my shit. And fuck
yeah.
R.I.P. R.I.P. Vinny. Oh yeah, I think we were talking about that in your stream one day. It was like because
Yeah,
you,
that they're both gone now, yeah.
yeah, Vinny and Dimebag, they're both gone. I'd forgot that Vinny died, but you played
Hmm.
Cemetery Gates, and I was like, oh shit, I've never heard like someone attempt this song with an acoustic, and you pulled it off rather
Yeah, I can do
nicely.
like the first half of the song. I can't,
Yeah,
it gets kind of, you know,
yeah.
I don't know if the second half I could pull that off
It's
necessarily.
that fucking, but
Um
it's that riff, man. That
mhm.
like, oh my god, it's just,
Yeah, it just like they melted my face like the
oh
first
my,
time I heard that.
dude. What is it? 101 Proof, the live
Hmm.
album. I remember fucking,
Yeah.
we used to take acid and fucking just like live in that fucking album. It's just like Jesus Christ. Which is now when I think about it, taking fucking acid and listening to
Oh,
Pantera.
the Pantera. Yeah, there's
It's a
kind of
little,
two opposite ends of the spectrum, I feel
it's a little extreme.
like.
But hey, that's the life we live. But we were also
Right.
listening to like Nine Inch Nails and shit like that. So
Yeah.
it was a good time. It was a good
Yeah.
time. You know, we do our thing. Now, the Ozzy. Have you ever seen Ozzy or Black Sabbath at all?
Yeah. We went to like my buddies and I went to a whole bunch of Ozfests.
Yeah,
My dad, he would take me to Ozfest because it was before I could even drive. So he would like
yeah.
take me and my buddies to Ozfest, which
Hey,
I
grabbing my
really
nuts.
appreciated.
Welcome, welcome in, grabbing my nuts.
What's
Uh,
up?
so your dad was your dad into Black Sabbath and stuff too?
He liked Black Sabbath, but I could tell, you know, he didn't really care for any of the other bands that were at Ozfest
Ah,
necessarily. He just did it, you know, he was being nice
he's being a good
and
dad.
yeah, exactly. So I appreciate that. But yeah, I've seen Black Sabbath probably like 6 or 7 times, and then Ozzy
Nice.
solo probably like 10 times or so.
Wow, that's awesome. That's awesome,
Yeah.
man. What lead guitarist era would you have wanted to see him live in?
Oh, definitely Randy. Like I
Yeah,
never
me
got to
too.
see that.
Right.
I love seeing him with Zach, and I feel
Yes.
like Jakey Lee it totally gets overlooked, and
Mm,
like he was such a badass, and he doesn't get as much love as Randy or Zach Wild.
yeah, that's,
Um, but I think definitely Randy. I would have had to see that.
oh man, same. I mean, I guess you got to go with that because he was like the original when he went solo. That was the original lead guitarist, right? Randy Rhoads.
Yeah. Hmm.
Man, that shit so and he died too young too, man. That's
Yeah.
another sad story, man. These amazing artists who check out too early. My daughter liked that series so much that she's still going to Miley concerts. Are you talking about Hannah Montana?
Not the biggest influence on me,
Are
definitely.
you sure? Phil Luna.
I'm
Are you
pretty sure.
sure?
Yeah.
Listen, I'm into Miley Cyrus.
Yeah.
She kind of
She's got
like
some cool stuff.
she does, and I love her cover of Jolene. It's just
Yeah,
like
that's awesome.
it's like she just has a really thick voice. You know, she's just like this
Hmm.
little tiny girl who's just just has
The
this
powerhouse.
yeah, man, yeah, man. And she just and, you know, she comes from country royalty anyways. Fucking
Yeah.
the mullet master himself, fucking
Yep.
what's it, Billy Ray,
Yeah.
which I think it was hilarious that he kind of made this comeback through hip hop with through what's that guy's name, um
Oh, Lil Nas.
yeah, Lil Nas X, which
Mm-hmm.
fuck yeah, man. Lil Nas X. Go Little Nas X. Giving Satan lap dances. I love it.
Yep,
Okay.
doing his thing.
Let's get to this question since it's been 20 minutes. And I do apologize, Tampa Bay. I know you've been waiting. But can you talk about the little mascots, Bitsy and Scrambles?
I've got my little fake. Yeah, but here. I got this little this little fake stuffed cat here. So basically, when I got on Twitch, like I was telling you that I saw things that I wanted to implement and I didn't want to implement, and I just like saw people with cat cams, like, and their cats just like chilling in the background, and I was like, I've got cats, like that's such a vibe. I want to do that. And it turns out my cats are just assholes and like don't ever want to hang out with me. Like Scrambles, she tries to bite me on my feet anytime I sing. And then Bitsy is just kind of scatterbrained, and every now and then she'll come hang out. But I got my girlfriend this. There are like websites where you take a bunch of pictures of your cat and they'll make a stuffed version of it.
Oh, dope.
And yeah, and so that's what this is for Bitsy. And so I was like, well, I already have another camera here. I have this cat bed. I have this cat. So I'll just set that up and that'll be my cat cam. And every now and then I catch somebody. They're like, is that cat like doing okay? It hasn't moved very much. So now it's just basically a meme. But yeah, that's kind of the story behind that.
That I think it's very funny that your cats are assholes that just not trying to hang out.
Yeah, they don't want anything to do with it.
But I mean, like cats are like that, right? Like cats are just on their
apparently
own.
not everybody's, because I'll see
Oh,
people
yeah,
with
you're
their
right.
cat cams and they're all cuddling and
It's
just
like-
passed out and just chilling, you know.
like just
and I
your
want that.
cats.
Yeah, I want that so bad. But this is I'm a grown man with a stuffed cat is what I've been relegated to.
I feel like there's a lot of grown folks on this platform who have a lot of just like silly shit just sitting
That's
around.
true. Yeah, I'm probably in the
Oh, just like little Pikachus. Just like people love my Pikachu, Dan. You know, like this
Yeah.
is Dan the Pikachu. But hey, whatever works. That's one of the cool things I really like about Twitch is that it's sort of you can encompass all your like weird little nerd things, and like the
Yeah.
harder nerd you go, the more that people are just like yes, you know, like they just love that whole that whole aspect of it, and I dig it too, man. It's really fun, you know. But just like I had Pokemon cards when I was a little kid, so now I'm gonna just open Pokemon cards on stream, and like
right.
you know,
Yeah.
it's all this thing that so you get to encompass into your life and into your art again, and it's fun.
Yeah.
We're all fucking weird. Yeah, that's okay though. That's what's interesting about this platform is that it's a place for weirdos and like I don't know, like I've heard someone say like you know not Twitch but the internet is for lonely people, and not to say that you are lonely folks people. I'm just saying that it's for people who, you know, who might feel socially awkward or who might not, you know, feel like they can fit in, you know, IRL settings. And I tend to agree with that because that's how I was most of my life. I was not really out and about. And funny enough, it's like why I was such an alcoholic was that I had a hard time communicating with people because I'm just like a weirdo who's just, you know, who has a hard time making eye contact.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I feel like you kind of have the same situation going, minus the alcoholism, but you know, like you have this, you know, anxiety, you're anxious and you know, like, have you been one to, sort of, do you prefer to be alone at times, or do you prefer to be like, would you rather stay in than go out? Are you that type of person?
I'm definitely a homebody. Yeah. If those are the two options, yeah, I definitely kind of prefer to hang out and just chill. But it used to be the other way. I feel like in my early 20s, I was like out like every night, you know, and so
Right.
I don't know if that's just kind of getting older or kind of
Yeah.
like just getting tired of that, but that's kind of how I am now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what happens. You get older and you're just like, I'm not gonna do that. It's like I'm not gonna go fight traffic to go hang out and see
Right.
somebody's band or like have a drink and then have to figure out how I'm gonna get home or Uber or like ugh. And here's the thing: when I was young, we didn't have Uber. You just drove drunk, baby. You just you just drank and drove, and that's just how it was done. So, we had taxis. To be fair, we had taxis.
We had taxis.
Don't drink and drive, folks. Is what I'm saying. All right, don't
That's the
fucking.
moral of
The moral of the story is
if you
don't
take
drink.
anything from today,
Don't drink and drive.
the EP, and then secondly,
Yes,
don't drink.
yeah, and anybody who's just sort of joining in and you don't know, make sure that you. Ooh, dang! A would you rather? I haven't done that in a while. That sounds freaking delectable. We will do that. Chesling. Like we already said, U.S. alcohol culture is unreal. Man, War Pregio, I guarantee wherever you're at, they drink off their ass too. Please. People act like alcohol is
He's
just...
in the U.S. Yeah, he's.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, then
Yeah.
War Pregio, you better calm down. Yes, the EP is called Into the Void. If you guys haven't heard it, please make sure that you go and click on that link. You can follow Phil's Twitch channel there. You can find his website. And of course, you can find Into the Void. And anybody who's listening on the audio side, make sure you go in the show notes and click on those freaking links. Go do that now. Take a pause for the cause. Go click on that. We got a song whip in there. So whatever platform you listen or stream your music, you can find it there. In Japan and Korea, you can drink in public. Well, in Austin, you can drink in public. So, there you go. Is that right? Is that true? Can you walk around with your booze?
No, actually, I saw a few people try to walk out with because they think it's like New Orleans. Because like New Orleans, you can.
Never mind.
But yeah, there would be door guys like trying to rip drinks out of people's hands, and they were like, "What?"
Never mind.
Like trying to walk out.
In Brazil, well, I feel like anything goes in Brazil. But yeah, I'm sorry, I totally got that wrong. Don't go to Austin trying to walk around with your drinks, friends. Like it's not gonna work out. I was thinking, I guess I was thinking New Orleans. New Orleans. I think Memphis, you can do it too. I believe you can go to Beale Street and sort of kick around with your drink. I don't know, whatever. Don't drink and drive, people. Just don't drink and drive, or just don't do that. That's all we ask of you: is do not drink and drive because it's just not going to get anywhere. It's dangerous. It's dangerous. Were you one to take a chance in your day with the drinking and the driving? Maybe
I think the audio cut out.
No. Hey.
Oh, now it's back.
Okay.
Now it's back.
All right. He just didn't want to answer that question. That's all. I can't hear you. Sorry. No, where in your younger days, allegedly, did you ever do the whole drinking and driving thing, or were you one of those people who were very responsible about that?
I was pretty mindful about that. Yeah. Mainly just because our town was so small and there were so many cops everywhere that like, that's basically like the main reason,
Yeah.
I feel like that had to be our town's like number one source of income was just popping people for DUIs. And so I was always like, that's not going to be me.
Yeah, no, you know what? I'm in like a city, but I lived in like a suburb. And like in these like smaller cities, these little smaller suburbs, the cops, they have nothing better to do than harass the local.
They're just like hiding behind billboards and hiding behind buildings, like on the downtown like stretch, like waiting for people, dude. And I was already an anxious person, so I was just like, no,
I'm not doing it. See, you're so responsible, Phil. Like I feel like you would have been a good influence on my life. My friends were all assholes who were just doing the worst kind of things ever and not getting anything accomplished really until their later years. But it's nice that you were mindful about that. It's very nice that you had that. That's what Uber's
like I said, it was mainly for like out of self-preservation.
But that's like what everybody should be looking at. That's the point. It's self-preservation. Like you don't want to murder yourself or a whole family of unsuspecting drivers. It's
that's fair. Yeah.
Fuck it. it pisses me off, man. It pisses me off when you hear about these horrible tragedies that happen because people didn't take that step to just, figure it out, man. You went out drinking your ass off, they'll figure out. And I look back and I cringe. I cringe about the as many chances that I took. I ended up getting a DUI, of course, but
Hmm.
I just absolutely cringe at the stupid chances that I took. Eating Taco Bell causes more car accidents than drinking and driving. You better calm down,
Facts.
grab my nuts.
Sandra's got some plans. She's gonna get me into trouble when she
I will
comes here.
change him soon. You're like, no, we're going out drinking and driving tonight.
Right.
That's the plan. Tonight's plan is to drink and drive. For God's sakes, what? How bored do you have to be if that's like your plans for the night? It's like you live it. I mean, if look, Sandra, if you go to Austin, Texas, there's gonna be tons of things to do other than drinking and driving. So don't
Sandra
worry.
wants to party.
Hey, Sandra wants to party. Hey, Brazil, man. Brazil likes to party. You can't go wrong with that. The Mungo Jerry, have a drink, have a drive, go out and see what we can find. Yeah, yeah, well, that's not the greatest. That's not the greatest bit of advice, but hey, you only live once, I guess, and as long as you're not killing innocent people, which okay. Anyways, let me go get the would you rather cards. It's right around the corner here. So I'll BRB. Phil, vamp for us. Vamp.
Uh-oh. What's up, y'all? Happy Monday. Thanks for hanging out with us. I don't have my little laugh button here. Whoops. But what's up? Hopefully he'll be back soon. Hopefully he can't hear me. Oh, no, of course not, Sandra. You just like to party. I know how you roll.
That's right, Sandra. No, now he's gonna hold you to it, Sandra. Now when you go to Texas, y'all are gonna be drinking and driving, and that's all there is to it. All right? All right. She said, get your guitar. Yeah, Phil's gonna do a little performance for us a little bit later if he feels like it. I'm not pressuring anyone. Can we get a final count on the dragonfly kills? I don't know what that means, but maybe Phil does.
On the dragonfly kills. I don't know. The only thing I know I've killed one dragonfly in my life.
Oh my God.
And that was just because I was in 5th grade and wore way too much hair gel in my hair, and it landed in my hair and literally died like instantly. I felt something land in my hair and I was like, what is this? And it was a giant dead dragonfly. Yeah, so
It just
I had like the spiky hair with like all the.
it stabbed him.
I guess so, but yeah.
That's a horrible way to die as a dragonfly. Or was your hair so toxic that it just died?
I think it was probably the toxicity. Yeah, I think there was just way too many fumes going on or something.
You had spiky hair. You had the.
It was like the short, spiky. Yeah.
How old
when
were
I'd
you?
sweat, I just have like gel like melting
Ooh.
down my forehead. I was probably in like 5th grade or something. I think it was like 4th or 5th grade.
Nice. Wait,
Yeah, I don't know how old that is, but
I was a sweaty kid. I don't know about you. I was like a big, chubby, sweaty kid, and not the
I'm a
same.
sweaty adult. I'm a sweaty kid now.
Yeah. Like,
I run hot.
Me too. Me too. I'm just I get glistening now. In my older years, I'm not as sweaty, but I do get. I am a sweater. I do sweat.
Yeah.
But I remember like I wore a lot of gel too, so like I had the same thing where it's just like running down your face and it's just sticky and like I was always greasy. And when I was in high school, I was 325, and like we had to walk. Sometimes our classes we would have to walk outside to get our classes, which is like the worst fucking thing you could do to somebody when you live in Ohio, like because it gets cold in the winter.
Yeah.
But then like I mean it's like usually warm and hot in Texas, right? Like so
feels like walking through a bowl of soup when you go outside.
exactly. We
It's
have
just
that
all humid.
Yes, we have that same kind of summer. It's just like swamp ass, and then in the winter we freeze our nips off. So it was just it was horrible, but like I was so fat that every time I would walk to one class, I would have to like scoot into my desk like sideways, like, "Ugh," and then my gut would be hanging onto the chair and the desk because it was all one unit, and I'd just be
Hmm.
so fat, and I'd just be sweating profusely with my gel, and like it would take me, I don't know, like a half hour, 35 minutes to cool down, and then just in
It's time
time
to go to the next
next
class. Yeah.
class. So I was just like constantly sweating and just it was just a mess. I was a mess in school. I wish I was a better student at least. As quiet as I was, I should have been a better student. But of course, as soon as I get comfortable in my surroundings, I'm a ham. I'm a ham. Okay, so we got some would you rather's, and
All right.
maybe we'll do a couple just for just for the fun of it, y'all. Just for the fun of it. Okay, here we go. Since we were talking about clats, and this is for Chesling. Thank you so much, Chesling, for redeeming your fresh bars. I appreciate you, my friend. Let's get into this. Phil Luna, would you rather have to clean yourself like a cat, or constantly have to wipe your butt on the carpet like a dog?
Uh, I think I would have to go with dog because then that kind of makes it other people's problem too. Like
Too.
I think that's my choice.
You mean you wouldn't want to lick your own butthole clean?
I would like to be flexible enough to be able to, because I'm not flexible at all. But yeah, that's where I want that to end. Yeah, I don't want to actually have to do that. No.
I don't want to do that. I get it. I don't know. I don't know, chat. What do you guys think? What would you guys rather do? Have clean yourself like a cat, or have wipe your butt on the carpet like a dog? I want to know what the chat has to think. I think. I think I would probably. I think it's the same, Phil. I think I'd rather
Yeah.
scoot across the floor, but I hate being a burden on the people, so I'd have to do it on my own floor. So I
Right.
wouldn't be
Oh, I didn't
pooping.
even think about that doing it on other people's floors. Yeah.
You
Yikes.
couldn't take me anywhere. We
It's
can't
like,
take
hey,
you
can I
anywhere.
use your restroom real quick? And then you come back out and you just, yikes.
Oh, liquors. I defer to Big Juice on this one. All right, dog. Yeah, I think dog too. Yeah, I mean, like you just couldn't poop in other people's houses. That's all. That's all. And no one can ever come to your house either.
That's fair.
Because because you got to eat the booty. Yeah, yeah, grabbing my nuts. There is a benefit to that. Eating groceries, baby. You got to go for it sometimes. You got to go for it. You kind of eat the booty. I like where you're going with this, grabbing my nuts. I like where you're going with this. I could see that as a cat, maybe that's where it's at. I don't know.
I
I don't
don't,
know.
I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, because cats do have like, I mean, you're not always just licking butt though, right? Like you're licking your arms, which I don't even want to lick my arms now. And it's just like I don't. Sandra, thank you.
That's what got Sandra to so he was like, all right.
Sandra, thank you so much for that sub.
I'm on board now.
Sandra's like, yes. Rubbing ass on carpets or licking butts. Either one, here I am. I'm here to stay. Sandra, thank you so much for that sub. I really do appreciate that. And this is for you. Here you go.
Hello and welcome to We Speak English Good TV. I'm your announcer, Jean-Claude Van Damme. Now please, put your fists in the air. Wave them like you do not care. For your host, Mike EP.
Thank you, Jean-Claude. I appreciate that. And thank you, Sandra, for that sub. I really appreciate you. Let's do another one. This is kind of fun. This is kind of fun. Oh God. There we go. Let's do this one. This one seems like this will stir the pot a bit. Phil Luna, would you rather have to watch your ex have sex with their new partner, or only get to have sex if your ex watches you staring?
That's That's a tough one. I think I would get performance anxiety, so I think I would just probably have to do the first one, just out of, like I said, my self-preservation. I think I don't think it would.
I can't have someone just staring at me while I'm banging. That's fair. That's fair. What do you guys think, Chad? What does Chad think? Would you rather have to watch your ex have sex with their new partner, or have sex with your partner watching? The first one didn't. Man, this one's kind of hard. My ex was on kind of, she was kind of an Amber Heard type character. I don't know if I'd want to watch her do that. We didn't end on good terms. But I wouldn't want her watching me. I guess you're right, grabbing my nuts. I would probably have to go with the first as well. I'd probably have to watch her bang her new dude, because I don't care.
Those both sound great.
Either one is good. If you watch your ex do, you still get to do it. I mean, either way, I'm coming. There you go. Either way, I'm getting mine, son. So I don't give a shit. Because listen, if I'm watching two people bang and it's my ex, I mean, whatever. I'm gonna just probably. I'm a degenerate. I'm a deviant. Okay, like if you guys, I'm gonna go. I'm just gonna start beating it. Okay, it's gonna happen. Like, look, when I was a younger man, and I was living with three other dudes, three bachelors, if you will. It wasn't uncommon for one of us to bring home a random lady,
Yeah.
and things got loud. And you know what? In my head, I was like, "This is free porn, bro. This is free porn. I am into this." So I'm just like, whatever. I'm gonna make it happen, Captain. Big ass jar. Yeah. I don't even talk to my exes. I am a Leo. Fair enough.
They don't have to know you're there, like.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. You could be watching them through like a Nest Cam, right? It could just be a Nest Cam. I think I would be into that more. Ooh, that don't sound good. That doesn't sound good. Yeah, I frequently I frequently hack my ex's phone, and just so I can get into that. No, I don't. Do you have any? How was your breakups? Do you have any bad breakups in your relationship history, Phil? Or do you?
Not really.
Yeah,
It's
see,
kind of
like
boring.
you feel. I feel like you just end amicably. It's like, okay, we're just.
This isn't working. Yeah.
Yeah, man, I wish that's how it ended. The problem is like my last girlfriend, I was like, she was on a lot of drugs, I was a lot of drugs, and my wife came in for the swoop, so I had an out. And that's when I started getting, started my sobriety process. So my wife was just like, "Oh, look at this fucking drunk piece of trash. I'm gonna get this and dust it off. Maybe it'll be something nice one day." And here I am now. Here I am doing this.
All dusted off.
I'll dust it off. But my ex-girlfriend, she was just like, she was the type to like do cocaine all night and drink vodka and play World of Warcraft all night.
Yeah.
And like just smoke cigarettes all. And the thing was that she was crazy. She was a wild child. But she was into some things. She was into some things in the bedroom that were very interesting, very interesting. But that was about where it ended. It was like, that was the sex was fun, but everything else was just like, ugh. And so that didn't end well. It did not end well. I would date Taylor Swift just so she can write a song about me. Yeah, I mean, that wouldn't be bad. I mean, Taylor Swift is a talented young lady. He'd never get banned. We speak English good. What's your take, blow up dolls? What's your type of blow up doll? Is that what you mean?
There's a guy in our chat that like is very, I guess, passionate, you could say, about blow up dolls. So he just wants to find out, what side are you, pro or against?
you pro or against? Pro or anti blow up doll? Personally, I am not into blow up dolls. That I don't like banging things that aren't real. I got my hand. I got a wife. So like that's just I
There's
don't.
not room for that.
There's no room for blow up doll. Although my wife would be okay if I had a blow up doll. I think, Reina, would you be okay if I had a blow up doll that I was jizzing into like every night? Like, or would that upset you? I don't know.
With that upset.
Would you not
I
appreciate?
feel like I know the answer, and I don't really know your wife. But
We'll see if she answers. She's probably doing something more important than modding this channel. I mean, what would your girlfriend be mad if you were banging a blow up doll?
if I didn't have to clean it, she said. That's
Oh,
fair.
okay. If I see, there you go. See, my wife is very forgiving in that department. She knows that I'm a fucking degenerate. Again, I'm a deviant. So she's just like, whatever you got to do, as long as it's not on me. Just don't. It's not anywhere on me.
She just wakes up. It's between y'all and the
You know, it's in her spot. I'm just like,
Right.
I'm sorry, you're gonna have to sleep on the couch tonight. It's me and Daphne's night alone.
Daphne.
Yeah. What's your take? I'm saying Big Juice would fit in right in here. Is that Big Juice? Is Big Juice?
Yeah, that's. Yep.
So is Big Juice pro blow up doll?
Very,
Okay.
very incredibly
I see.
pro blow up doll. Yeah.
Oh, there's a mod here. Yes, there is. It has a robe on and is at the breakfast table. Yeah, I mean, you know, you got to do what you got to do. You'd have to keep it in your closet. Oh, one of my mini closets. Yeah, okay. Well, there you go, guys. I do have the permission to get a blow up doll if I wanted one, but again, I'm not really into banging blow up dolls. I don't know. What would you? I mean, what about like those like sex robots? You know, like what would you think about like? Have you ever saw Ex Machina, Phil?
I haven't seen that. No.
There's like it's I don't know if you know what it's about, but it's about like AI and it's about like this dude who basically makes like AI robots to have sex with them. Basically, they're just like his
Okay.
little sex slaves.
Kind of like Westworld. I've seen Westworld.
Yeah,
and it had the same-
Westworld. Westworld. Yeah,
Mhm.
that first season was amazing.
Yeah.
I couldn't. Did you watch that throughout, or did you end up?
I did watch it. It definitely got like super crazy.
Yeah.
I would say probably the first season was my favorite.
Yeah.
But I still like it. I'm looking forward. There's a new season coming out.
They're still going.
I don't even know what they're gonna do with it. Like honestly, I thought it ended. Like I thought it was. Yeah.
Did
So
they
I
end
don't
up?
know.
Did they end up? They ended up going out into like the real world and getting off of the whatever the island or whatever they're
Yeah.
on.
Mm-hmm.
I knew that, but I just man, I don't know why I couldn't get into the second season. I really wanted to because that first season is so fire, man. Like I just really loved it. But I don't know what it was. I just couldn't follow along. And I love that kind of idea of like AI and you know, like just that I mean, what do you fear the AI? Like do you think that we should be like Elon Musk says we should be, you know, fearful of AI and that probably is that how you feel, or do you feel like it's something that
I mean, I don't think we should be any more afraid of it than we are people, because people are horrifying, you know. So until they start doing the same kind of shit that people are doing, like not necessarily. But I do think that, yeah, at some point, especially if like the way AI is going and like with creating like sentience, I could see that being an issue down the road, you know, but probably not anytime soon, hopefully. Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed, everybody. No, I've never gotten the Adam Sandler. Maybe Adam Sandler from Cut Gems. Maybe we can go with that. Do I sound like Adam Sandler? I feel like I sound like I always feel like I sound like I have an effeminate voice. I always felt like my voice is kind of high. It's kind of on the higher end. I don't like my own voice, is what I'm saying. I don't care for it.
I don't think anybody does.
Well, I mean, but you have like a very nice voice. Like a singing voice, especially. You have a great range.
I'm used to how it sounds like hearing myself sing just from listening back to like recordings and songs and that kind of stuff. But I hate listening back to my speaking voice. And like, if you like leave a message on somebody's phone, which I hate doing, but the few times I have, every now and then when it like plays it back and I hear my voice, I'm just like, oh, that's what they're hearing. Like, it just makes me want to stop talking altogether, you know?
I'm just here to sing, all right? Just
Right.
gonna
That's why I don't
sing.
talk at my gigs. That's why I just sing and then just next song, next song.
Next song. Oh my God. No, man, I still cringe, like, and I have to edit my voice like twice a week. I'm editing my voice and I have to hear it in my headphones, and it's just like loud, and here I am saying stupid shit, like, like you guys have heard in this past, hour and 40 minutes of me just rambling on here. I say dumb shit all the time, and so, but that's I have to constantly listen to that and hear myself say stupid things, and it's not good. It's not good on the psyche. But of course, you get past it. Phil can leave a message on my answering machine anytime.
Thank you,
There
Rabbit.
you go. There you go. Tampa Bay Rabbit. That's very kind of you. It's yeah. You know what you should start doing is just start offering that service to your Twitch fam. Like, I'll leave a message on your incoming voicemail.
Right.
There you go.
I did have a buddy. He could do a spot on Hank Hill impression, and I made him leave my voicemail thing as Hank Hill.
Oh my God. Have you
Yeah,
heard?
I had that for like 6 years.
Dude, have you heard what's his name? There's a rapper who can do the Hank Hill voice. What is it? Is it Trank Hill?
I haven't heard that, but I bet it's awesome.
It's amazing, and I feel like I should just play a little bit, even if it gets us fucking DMC. It's Hank Trill. Hank Trill. Hold on.
Hank Trill.
Hank Trill. Hold on. This is gonna look ugly for a second, guys. Hold on. Let me do some. We're going to just play a little bit of it. Phil will come right back. Yeah. Oh, my God. Damn it. Hold on, guys.
Oh, I hate when I do that, dude. Yeah.
I don't have it locked in either because I'm a dipshit. Okay.
I didn't even know you could lock it in. I just now learned that when you just said that.
Oh, yeah, you could lock it in. And Phil is coming right now. There he is. And then let's see. So Propane Money, Hank Trill, King of Trap. Hold on. We'll play a little bit. This is for all you Texas fans. Let's go. Let's go.
I keep that thing on me. God damn it, Bobby. They see me selling propane and now they trying to copy. Pretend to be broke, but I got hella cash. If you use charcoal, I'ma kick your ass. Made this money from propane, bitch. I feel like Pablo Escobar, but I don't sell cocaine, bitch. Shot that fella cause he didn't make his payments. Fuck with me, I keep a rocket launcher in my basement. Made this money from propane, bitch. I feel like Pablo Escobar, but I don't sell cocaine, bitch. Shot that fella cause he didn't make his payments. Fuck with me, I keep a rocket launcher in my basement. Oh man, goddamn, I caught Bobby jacking off. Syrup ain't no cough. Big Hank, break the law. Lady Bird, that's my dog. Peggy got that wet, I'll flip you like a tech deck. Yeah, I'll run my set, I'm running up them checks. If you using charcoal, that's a red dot at your head.
That's a red dot. Oh my God. That's amazing.
I agree. It's so good. Oh my God. I just love, man, I love King of the Hill. Oh, like, it's such a good show, man. That was such a great show. Fucking, and then you have Hank Trill out here just, Peggy's got that wet. Okay. I don't know if you ever answered it, but do you think your girlfriend would let you have a blow up doll?
I don't think she would care. No, she's pretty chill.
That's sweet. That's Big Juice's theme song.
Well, that is Big Juice's theme song. Yep.
Yo, Hank Trill, y'all, go out and get yourself some Hank Trill. That's that number one fire. I'm actually like really into this Would You Rather right now. Should we do another one and maybe think about doing a song or something?
Sounds good.
All right, let's let me go through this. I want to get a good one now. I want to get good. I want to get that wet. That's stupid. It's not. That's gross. Okay. That's kind of funny.
Uh-oh.
That's funny, but it's not as good as. Isn't this entertaining, everybody? Watching me read Would You Rather cards and reacting to them.
Dude, I have a channel point redemption for I have a Would You Rather book also. And
Oh,
like
nice.
sometimes I just like skip through and I'm just reading some of these and I'm like, who comes up with these things? Like
That's, I don't know. That might be a little too controversial for this stream. Okay, this one might be good. No, that's not good. Okay. Okay, let's go with this one. Leaving it to Would You Rather, a full send on podcast. Yeah, hey, that's how we're doing it now. That's what you know what? I'm going to change the podcast name from We Speak English Good to Would You Rather. So there you go. Okay, let's see. Would you rather, Phil Luna, would you rather lose on, oh wait, shit, that's wrong. Would you rather be found dead on a pile of sex toys with porn on the TV, or be caught masturbating in your backyard by a live TV news helicopter?
oh my gosh. I mean, I feel like it's a really easy one because if I'm dead, then you can find me wherever. Like,
Yeah.
I don't care, you know?
Yeah, I don't care. I'll be way gone by then.
Yeah. so just, yeah, I guess that would be my answer.
Yeah.
'Cause then I don't have to answer people like, so I saw the news today, and I wouldn't have to deal with all of that, you know?
Well, Phil, I saw you on the news today. I didn't know you were into. See, I feel like that's such a like. I mean, like if you feel like, because I'm like one of those people who are just like leave people alone. You know, I'm not as heartless as like maybe a libertarian would be in some aspects, but like I'm into that whole like leave people alone. So if you want to masturbate in your backyard and you're not harming anyone, and like you got a fence up and there's no kids around.
Yeah, there's not like a school like
yeah,
right across
yeah,
for
exactly.
sure.
If you're just in your backyard, just out there whacking it and jacking it, like I feel like that's your shit. And you know what? Fuck that newscopter for being in your backyard, and fuck them. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, who zooms in on that and they're like, hey,
Right.
let's put this on the feed. Like,
yeah, there's a high speed chase, and it's like, hold up, what's this? We see Phil Luna, Twitch streamer Phil Luna, in his backyard masturbating. Oh my God, the humanity!
you know, I guess if I switched to number 2, then I feel like I'd have a lawsuit on my hands. I could make a little scratch, you know.
That's true. And
Be like,
anybody,
what's up with y'all?
yeah, like no, man, I'm in my backyard. I'm doing my own thing. Do you have an enclosed backyard, or do you have a backyard? I don't know if you live in an apartment. Right now.
Yeah, I've got a backyard. There's like some trees
Yeah.
behind it. So yeah, I feel like I've got privacy. I guess I've never taken those liberties with the privacy I have.
Yeah, I agree. Like I live in an apartment complex, so there's no beating it back over here. So I mean, I would not. But if I had my own private backyard, maybe I would be out there whacking it and yakking it. I don't know.
It is America, you know.
This is America. I thought this was America. I'm sorry.
I thought, yeah.
I thought this was America. Oh my God, I can't believe my laptop said that. Well, believe it, baby. You're here. You're now. What do you guys think? One, I am dead anyways. Yeah, I guess so. Is that frowned? Are we not allowed to do that in the backyard? Yo, Warpregio, you are allowed to do that in the backyard because it's not, it's your backyard. It's your backyard as long as it's not in front of like a bunch of children. And, like, you're good. Warpregio, I give you permission to go whack it in your backyard, all right? Don't let anybody tell you different. This is America.
Warpegio's about to peace out from the stream.
Who is? Oh,
Warpegio is like gonna be gone. He's like,
yeah.
See ya. I got permission.
All right, guys. I will be back in about 2 weeks.
Got the green light.
Reina says, live news for sure. If I'm dead, I can't get ahead of the meme storm. Reina's like gonna run with that. She's like, you know what? I'm back here flicking the bean. I don't give a shit. Like, let them see. Let them watch. Let them get a big peek. That's big bean energy, Reina. Big bean energy.
Big bean energy.
That's big bean. Okay, you know what? I'm doing one more because you guys deserve it, and so does Phil. So we're gonna get one more in, and then we'll have Phil play us a little tunage here. Let me see. Let's get away from the perversion. How about that? Like I feel like I go a little in hard with once the green light for talking about my dick goes in, it's over. It's over. I was trying to start a conversation about AI, but it quickly just went right back to whacking it. So.
It did.
Okay, Phil Luda. Would you rather steal from a blind person or tell every kid you see that Christmas is canceled?
I guess it depends on the blind person. You know, because I'm sure there are a lot of blind people that are complete jerks, you know, that I would not feel any remorse stealing from. Not, you know, not because they're blind, but just because they're people.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I worked at an after school daycare for a little while, and I would have no problem making some of those kids cry as well. like some of them were awesome and super chill, and then some of them, you know, weren't, I guess.
Oh no, kids are little terrorists, man. They're little Al Qaeda members, son. Little Talibans. Yeah, fucking little shits, man. Christmas is not canceled. You know what? Christmas now it's canceled, Skirt. Now that you
Yep. Look what you did, Skirt.
Now it is canceled. You know what, Skirt? I think you're canceled now. There you go. How about them? How about them apples, huh? How about them apples?
Canceled.
And we should also get a word from our sponsor really quick. Hold on.
Brought to you by Pfizer. Fuck you. Pay me.
Thank you, Pfizer. Anyways, I think oh man, see, stealing is I don't do the stealing anymore. I used to be a big shoplifter, but I just so even if the blind person was a little asshole, unfollow. Even if the blind person was an asshole, I think that I would probably still just because there's a part of me that gets some kind of joy from, you know, ruining a child's, you know, love for mystery and you know, like just the love for the unknown. There's just a part of me that just enjoys that. So like,
I just hit them with a little dose of real life.
Yeah, like get used to this, you little shit. You know, was that your job that you had before you went music full time?
No, that was just like that was before that. I had a buddy that was doing it, and he was like, "Hey, it's super easy, super chill." And so I thought it would be, and then like half the staff quit, and there was like 3 of us watching 60 kids.
God.
Yeah.
And kids are gross too. They're like eating their boogers.
I was sick. I got sick so much.
Oh
working
yeah,
there.
they're little disease bags. Like, oh man, do you have any kids of your own?
No, I just have a stuffed cat. That's all.
That's all I need, man. Me and my stuffed cat. No, I agree. Kids are fucking gross. They're little disease-ridden, fucking needy little dirt bags. I don't. I mean, I have a son, and he's just enough. He's just enough of a terrorist where I don't have to call the FBI. You know what I'm saying? Like he's just, and he's awesome, but he's not gross. Although he does have this like thing about his dick. Like he's at the age, he's 8, so he's at the age where he's just like, it's my dick, you know, and he just comes out and it's just all out and like fucking sometimes it's erect. He's like, you know, so it is kind of weird, you know, it's a little awkward, but you know, I mean,
I remember in my it was like a psychology class I took in high school, and our teacher, she brought in all of these pictures that her son had drawn, and they were like just different things, and everything looked like a dick. Everything was so phallic. She was like, this is just a part of children's brains. Like one of them was like a cannon, and it had like the 2 wheels and the cannon, and like she had like 10 pictures, and she was like, my kid's gonna be in high school like in a couple of years, so I probably got to stop showing these pictures before that, but y'all are like one of the last classes, I'll show you all these pictures. And she was like, lots of little boys do that.
Well, I mean, I think it's just part of being a dude, right? Like it's just,
Yeah.
I mean, getting random boners as a kid, that was just part of it, man. It's just part of having it done. It's like having a tiny drunk roommate, for sure, for sure. He just comes out naked, like all fluffed and ready to go. It's like, what is happening here? It's like, and he's just so proud of it too, which, I don't want to put any, and that's the other part is like, I don't want him to feel ashamed of his body. And like
Yeah.
me and my wife are very open about like, what sex is and like what, we talk to him about it. And I feel like he's going to be a healthy, when he gets to that age, I think he's going to have a healthy outlook on it because I don't know, like, I don't know, were your parents the type of parents who were like shielded you from that kind of stuff, or it was like, you can't play those video games or you can't watch South Park, or like, how were your parents? Were they kind of overprotective in that sense, or were you?
There was a little bit of that when I was younger, but I feel like as it like quickly kind of eased off as I got a little older, and it wasn't really that big a deal. Like getting older, there weren't like any games or anything like that I was forbidden to play or anything like that, really. But yeah, when I was younger, I couldn't watch like certain things. But yeah, I would say by the time I was like 4th, 5th grade, it wasn't really an issue.
All bets are off.
Yeah.
My mom was like, don't let him watch Three Stooges. Don't let him watch The Simpsons. Don't let him watch this. And my dad was just like, okay. And the first thing he did was like, we're watching The Simpsons and fucking Three Stooges and shit. You were shielded. You were shielded. Yeah, that's tough. I don't know. Like maybe that's why you're so vocal in chats. Maybe you yearn for, that kind of attention because you, I don't know, maybe you're overcompensating, Skirt, for your childhood. Listen, I'm not trying to sit here and psychoanalyze you, Skirt. You'd be you, sir. I don't know if you're a sir or a she. So.
Skirt's a sir, yep.
Skirt's a sir. All right, you be good. My parents made me return the Green Day Dookie. Oh my God, come on. Why? Because masturbation lost its fun? Is that why? Is that why you had to return? That sucks. But I bought it back. And now he has 10 copies. Now I listen to it every day while I'm working out. Hide the blow up doll for him. Yeah. Well, luckily there's no blow up doll here. And again, I'm not really into the vinyl or whatever you call it, plastic. Like I like skin, if it's not this, then it's something else. I need to have something. It's not going to work.
You don't want to risk it popping like what?
Oh yeah. Have you ever seen those? See, here we go, right back into it. But those.
I blame Mona for this.
Yeah, Mona. What's going on? Why'd you do this? And Chesley, you asked for that would you rather too. So it's all your guys' fault. It's not that I'm a giant pervert. It's just that it's your fault. I don't need to take any responsibility for what comes out of my mouth because it's all your fault. Phil Luna, would you like to play a song for us? See how that
I'll play
goes?
a song.
All right, that sounds fun. All right, everybody, I'm going to turn it over to Moving Dutchman. I'm going to turn it over to Moving Dutchman. Moving Dutchman, good to see you, my friend. Welcome in. We're just about to have Phil play us a little tunage. And I'm turning it over to you, Phil. So there we go. Chesling, thank you for coming in with that thumbs up. All right, Phil, go ahead, my friend.
Alrighty. It's grown so quiet in this place. Lost my vision, lost my taste. Like a fool, I followed every word you said. How was I supposed to know the depths your mind could sink below? I never knew such thoughts lay in your head. But a vision came to me. It said the rapids washed you out to sea. A
I'll send you down the river if it means that I survive. I'm gonna send you down the river so I can make it out alive. Oh, please dry your eyes. You know we've been through this 1,000 times before. I've seen this look of faint surprise. I've tried and I've tried. I've tried to make you see the other side, but now there's just no turning back. 'Cause I've seen how it has to be. This time it's down to either you or me. I'll take you down the river if it means that I survive. I'm gonna send you down the river so I can make it out alive. I'll send you down the river if it means that I survive. I'm gonna send you down the river so I can make it out alive. It's been so hard to see the better parts of me. These memories keep replaying in my brain. It's grown so hard to see the better parts of me. I never thought we'd have to fade away in vain. But I'll send you down the river if it means that I survive. I'm gonna send you down the river so I can make it out alive. I'll send you down the river if it means that I survive. I'm gonna send you down the river so I can make it out alive.
Thank you. Thank you.
Phil, that was. Oh, they're still going. They're still going. Hold on.
They're enamored. They can't help it.
Just keep it going. Thank you so much for that. And again, I apologize to everybody. And I do want to point out what they were saying earlier. I think it was Warpregio was saying that the sound is much better on Phil's stream. So if you guys, anybody who's not familiar with Phil, make sure you go and give Phil a follow. And
Zoom might be doing some goofy stuff.
Yeah, Zoom is so stupid. It's just sometimes it's awesome, sometimes it's kind of weird. So I do apologize for the sound quality there. That is not a good representation of what Phil's stream is. So make sure you guys are going down there. If you're listening in the audio version of this podcast, make sure you guys are going and checking out Phil's stream. And of course, his latest EP, which is called Into the Void, which is a fantastic EP. You know, I forgot to ask, you sound like a well-worn cassette. It was kind of groovy. Yeah, it had its charm. Yeah, I saw way earlier in the chat that Down the River, that's that song, right? Down the River. Mm-hmm. And that's your chat's, it seems like unanimously it's your chat's favorite song. And someone was wondering what's behind that song. So, if you don't mind, what is that song about?
Yeah, that song's just kind of basically exactly what the title says. Kind of sending you down the river. Like it's kind of like about getting negative people out of your life, and for the sake of yourself. Like the line, what is it? I forgot my own line. But yeah, that's basically what it's about, is just kind of for your own self-preservation, getting rid of toxic people in your life, or people that either don't have the same goal as you, or are dragging you down, or make you feel bad about yourself, or anything like that. Just kind of send them down the river,
Send them,
get them out of your life.
send their asses down the river. Have you had moments in your life where you've had to do that, where you've had to cut people off?
Yeah, I think we all kind of do at some point. Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
I guess that's an assumption, but
right. No, because some people feel like whether people are toxic or not, they feel like they don't want to. Whatever the reason is like some people still hold on to these toxic people for whatever reason, So it's not everybody that does that. I mean, I'm sure at some point, but I've known people who will just. It's like when you know your friend who's with that really terrible partner, and they're constantly getting treated like shit, and they're constantly being cheated on, but they've been in this for like 10, 15 years, and they have kids. You know what I mean? And it's like they have a mortgage and both their names are on the house, and they share a bank account. And from the time they start and from the time they're there, they're just staying together. I've never understood those old couples who just like are screaming at each other in their old age. Like at that point, what's even happening there anymore? Where's the love at in that? And so, when was a time that you've had to like sort of cut people out, if you don't mind sharing?
Yeah, I've had to do that with different musicians that I've played with, whether we didn't have the same goal or didn't want the same thing out of music, or maybe didn't. Yes, Amber, listen to that. Or if we didn't want the same thing out of music, or we didn't. Even just musically, like if styles were kind of different, like to where we were just banging our heads against the wall trying to make something that everybody could agree with, and that's just one example. But yeah,
right. But I think that's a good example, considering that we're supposed to be talking about music, I guess. No, I feel that, man. Especially when it comes to art, it's like it's always been. I'm a really good team player, but once I start seeing the writing on the wall, where it's like the singer and the guitarist are constantly shit talking each other, and they're just like can't agree, and it's like. I don't even have time. Even if it's not directed towards me, I'm just like, I don't have time for you guys to figure this shit out. I'm out. I don't like that shit. I don't like being fucked with, like before the pandemic, I was in this band and everybody was like 10 years younger than me. And, they're doing great. They got a good thing going on. And, they play a lot of gigs. I mean, they're one of the bands that are really doing pretty decently around town and doing the festival circuit here in Ohio. And I don't know, the singer is just such a wiry little dude. And he was just like, oh, you can play whatever gig you want with us. And then I was like, well, I want to play this one. And he's like, oh, no, you can't play that one. And then I'll be like, oh, okay. And then like, well, I can't make these out of town gigs, but I can make this gig. He's, oh no, that was it. Like I was just like, well, what the fuck's going on here? Like,
it's not being real.
The vibe was just fucked up. Like, it just wasn't right for me. And again, these were 10 years. They were all 10 years, like literally 10 years younger than me. They're all in their mid 20s, and I'm like this old dude who's just like, I'm not doing this. I just couldn't do it. And then the pandemic struck, and then I got to quit for free because it was like, well, I guess we can't play together anymore, guys. We got a pandemic, and but it still didn't end well, which sucked because as soon as I was just like, look, I'm not interested, like he just totally turned into a douche. So whatever.
Yeah, that sucks.
What? Fuck him. I don't give a shit.
Like,
I do.
If anything, it just reaffirmed that you made the right decision.
Exactly. And again, like I don't have any ill will towards them. I don't think it worked out for us as a band, and I don't know. I probably could have been a little bit more forthcoming with how I felt about it sooner, but it was like, I couldn't take it. It's just the energy wasn't right, and whatever. Yeah. Can Phil sing us another song? I don't know. That's up to Phil. Phil, do you have another one in you? Do you have another song?
Yeah, I'm down to do another tune.
All right. Well, yeah. Then Tampa Bay Rabbit It seems like he got another one. Now I know why you send us down the river. Oh, Mona, come on.
No, when I send you down the river, when I send you all down the river, it's in an inner tube with the beer in your hand, with the shades on.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep.
All right. So I'm gonna hand it back over to Phil then. Phil, take it away, sir, and give us some of that worn down cassette sound, baby.
It's such a shame. I always listen, holding on to every single word. I couldn't second guess a single decision. 'Cause simply any less would seem absurd. There's no time to waste if there's no hesitation. I wouldn't wanna let you down, baby. 'Cause lately something seems amiss with all of this. 'Cause I'm the only one that's acting crazy. 'Cause you can talk me into anything. You can show me that low is high. You can talk me into anything. I don't wanna believe that you would lie. It's such a shame I've got this twisted. 'Cause baby, I'm the only one to blame. Witness to visions and dark premonitions. And yet I choose to run into the fray. I need some help 'cause I can't trust myself. I always seem to let me down lately. 'Cause baby, something seems amiss with all of this. 'Cause I'm the only one that's acting crazy. 'Cause you can talk me into anything. You can show me that low is high. You can talk me into anything. I don't wanna believe that you would lie. Talk me into anything. You can tell me that black is white. You can talk me into anything. I don't wanna believe that you would lie. I've tried being strong, I've tried being patient. And yet I always end up unfulfilled. The problem at hand and my determination just seems to be a broken force of will. Just headstrong in the wrong direction. Can I rectify this imperfection? 'Cause it can talk me into anything. You can tell me that low is high. You can talk me into anything. I don't wanna believe that you would lie. Talk me into anything. You can tell me that black is white. You can talk me into anything. I don't wanna believe that you would lie. I don't wanna believe that you would lie.
Oh, that was awesome, man. Oh, jeez. Oh, please hold your applause, folks. Hold your applause.
Please go.
We're almost done. Hold it. McAfee, welcome in. Nice to see you. I'm glad you were able to lurk and work and hang out with us. Mighty, thank you for the claps, and Cheryl, thank you for that follow. I appreciate that.
That's my mom.
Oh, Mama Cheryl, welcome in. I appreciate you being here. Isn't that the fun part about Twitch, is like getting your parents into it. It's like,
Yep.
Was it hard to get your mom into it, like for her to understand what's going on, or is she pretty tech savvy?
She didn't have a whole lot to learn. Well, she was on Periscope as well before that. But yeah, there was a lot with Twitch to learn. but she seemed to do pretty well with it.
Is your mom an avid Facebooker, or like does she have like that social media already in her, or was she?
I think yeah, she's on Facebook every now and then. Yeah.
Snooze Mew. Oh, mighty. Thank you so much for that gift sub to Snooze Mew. I appreciate that. Let me give you some love, Mighty. Mate. I survived it. Oh well, I always think I love trying to get my mom into things. Like she's just like in the last year and a half is like figuring out how email works, and like
Yep.
this older generation trying to get them into to update them. Like we just put in a Google Nest and like these Google Wi-Fi hubs, and so she's walking around asking Google things like, okay Google, what's this, what's that. It's very cute to see, and it's very endearing to see her just sort of getting used to technology, because it's just it's wild out there. I could imagine. I mean, I assume that you're old enough to remember when the internet wasn't what the internet is now.
Yeah, for sure.
And sort of, so seeing the evolution of the internet and how much things have changed in these past, 20, 25 years. And we sort of grew up with it, so we kind of have a better handle of it. Like I couldn't imagine what it's like to just be born with the internet, what it was. Like my son just like was born with the internet, like here it is. But then to be an older generation who was born back in maybe the 50s or the 60s, who to see the technology growth from that perspective, and especially if you weren't on top of it your whole life and trying to dive into it, I mean, it must be it's just a whole new world. My mom. My mom's on YouTube and shit. She's just like, oh, I saw on YouTube this guy doing this thing. And it's like, it's very funny. It's very funny, but I love it. I don't know. Was your family a big, was your family early adopter of the internet?
Not really. No. I think, we didn't really have like a computer or anything growing up. Like my friends did, and I'd hang out with them and we'd be kind of on it. I still have a very vivid memory of like downloading a song and then going and like throwing the football outside for like a couple hours, like waiting for the song to download and then coming back in and listening to like AC/DC or whatever it was.
Yeah, no, me too. Macy, my mom, she gets Univision on Univision. She gets it on her Roku because we bought her a Roku TV. So because she had cable for so long and she liked cable, but now it's like she can sort of watch her shows on demand whenever she wants. And it's nice, It's nice to see her getting used to these sort of different technologies. So are your parents, are they pretty up to date now? Like, did they have computers and stuff in their house going?
Pretty good. Yeah. My dad used to be pretty resistant to it. Like he wouldn't go anywhere near the computer. He was like, I don't need that or anything.
I don't need that.
And it's funny because like he just started getting used to like Twitch and everything. And like maybe a few months ago, I showed him how to like subscribe and like gift subs and stuff. So every now and then he'll come in and just like gift a bunch of subs, and it's just kind of funny to see like oh, he got it. He knows how to gift some subs.
Thanks, Dad.
Yeah.
But that's very sweet. It's very sweet.
Yeah, it is.
I'm sure your parents like that. They like to be able to like go and hang out with you, on stream and stuff. So that's I mean, I love that. I really do love that. There's that is as much bullshit that there is on stream, and as much horrible things that are not on stream. I'm sorry, on the internet. There are some really awesome, amazing community building platforms out there that allow people to really connect, and I really feel like Twitch is one of those ones. It's like Twitch and your Discord where you actually get to really connect with the community. Well, did you and we're wrapping up here, y'all. But have you found like a growth in like your fan base through Twitch more than you had through just playing out on in Austin on any given night? Or have you go ahead, I'm sorry.
Oh no. I think just doing it so regularly and just people being in people's phones or on their computer, it's so much easier to access then like I used to have regulars that would come and either they would already be hanging out at the bars I was playing at, or they would come sometimes to like listen or see if I was there.
Yeah.
But it's just so much easier to be able to pull out your phone and like go to a Twitch channel, you know. You don't got to go downtown and park and pay for parking. And if you're there and you're not buying drinks, the bartenders are going to look at you kind of funny. So you got to spend money if you're downtown. Or, but so yeah, they're I feel like I like having both. I like being able to go and play live shows and meet people face to face. And I do feel like people that see the music live tend to have a pretty positive response to it. Same with Twitch, but I like being able to do both. I like being able to come in here into my room and just turn on the PC and start playing music and hanging out with people. So yeah.
No, I feel that, man. I feel that. There's something about being like, I mean, the gigs that you play, do you have to like bring your own PA setup and all the fixings?
Some of them I do, yeah. And like the older I've gotten, like the less stuff I try to bring. You know, like I've like for my acoustic gigs, I've got it down. Like I've got these 2 tiny speakers that are pretty powerful. They're battery powered, so I don't even have to like look for an outlet. I just throw them up, plug my guitar in. But yeah, I used to have to carry around my subwoofers and my mains and everything. It was just a disaster. But yeah.
It does that. No, it is, man. Like I don't like Twitch has really spoiled us in the last few years. Just coming off of gigging all the time and then going straight into like I'm done and I just have to turn off my computer and then I'm gonna go eat a Reuben. Okay, right. Like I'm done, son. When we're out there gigging and you have to set up your fucking speakers and you got to do all. Oh my god, it's a nightmare now. Like, what about those guys that used to show up with their like half stacks? It's like, so I got my Marshall here and my they had like 50 foot pedals and it's just
it's way overkill.
Yeah, I don't even know. Do those people even exist anymore? They have to exist, don't they? They have to.
I feel like they probably do somewhere. I know, like some of the places we would play, like the sound guy would just see the half stack and just be like, because they're gonna want to crank it to try to get to get that crunch out of it, and then like just overpower everybody.
Yeah, by the end of the night, all you can hear is that half stack because constantly turning it up and then they're like, "Oh, you're gonna mic my stack?" It's like, no, I'm not gonna mic your stack, bro. Like you're done. Like you're out of here, son. Like get out of here. Phil, I had a wonderful time chatting with you, my friend, and I appreciate you coming on and playing some tunes.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Allowing me to talk about my wiener and. It's been a long time, honestly. So it's rabbit, pushing the limits. You'll have to ask Phil. Phil, do you have one more in you?
If it's cool with you, yeah, we could do one more.
Yeah, song. I don't care. We could do this all night. We could hear subpar sound all night, folks. We could do this. Not that your playing is subpar.
Nah.
Freaking Zoom is
that Zoom compression will get you.
Yeah, that Zoom. All right, then let's have Phil play one more tune, and then we'll raid over to a friend or something. So, all right, guys, Phil Luna, take it away.
All right.
I thought you'd finally found what you were looking for. That perfect missing piece to make you home. And after all this time, and after all those tears you cried, I prayed for you. I thought you'd finally found what you were looking for. precious little piece you could control. And after all this time, and after all those tears you cried, I prayed for you. But I've seen this play out far too many times. I'm tired of all the empty promises and lies. I thought you'd finally found what you were looking for. That perfect missing piece to make you whole. And after all this time, and after all those tears you cried, I prayed for you. But I've seen this play out far too many times. It's like all the broken promises and lies. You can negotiate your way out of your mind. We're slipping back into the void another time.
That was awesome. Thank you so much,
Thanks, man.
Phil. I really
Oh,
appreciate
thank you for
it.
having me, man.
Oh yeah, man. I had a blast. I hope you enjoyed yourself.
Definitely.
Yeah, and thank you guys, and to all the new friends that came through. Thank you for all the follows and the subs and all the nice words and stuff in the chat here. We are gonna go visit my friend Gail Hakes West, who I have a new song out with.
Nice.
The follower or subscriber only chat. What? Oh my God. All right, everybody go follow Gail or else you can't see her, but she's amazing. I mix and mastered a song with for Gail, and if you guys are interested, go check out that link that just popped up. It's a very nice song. I mix and mastered it for my friend Gail. Also, don't miss our 2-year anniversary or stream anniversary on Wednesday, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to be spinning vinyl, that real. And again, thank you guys so much for stopping through, all the new friends, all the new follows. I really appreciate it. And Phil, again, thank you so much, my friend. It was just a very nice time chatting with you.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man, and thanks for hanging out, y'all.
Yeah, for sure. Everybody grab a raid call that suits you. And let's go and say hi to my friend Gail, because she is a peach. She is just a dear peach. So stick around for the raid, y'all. We'll see you. And then, of course, Friday, we got Orchestra, who is an Indonesian music streamer here on Twitch. So, yeah, we do music news, and we do interviews. And, yeah, it's good times over here. I hope y'all come on back. So, all right, guys, I'll see y'all next time. Thank you so much for stopping by. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Big kisses. Bye-bye. And we're out of here. All right, let me put my little thing in here. And Phil, thank you again, my friend. I really do appreciate